The Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage. Once upon a time, a mouse and a bird and a sausage lived and kept house together in perfect peace among themselves and in great prosperity. Wait, what? A mouse and a bird and a sausage lived and... How does a sausage keep the house? They're living with a sausage. Okay, moving right along. I don't understand. It was the bird's business to fly to the forest every day and bring back wood. The mouse had to draw the water, make the fire, and set the table. And the sausage had to do the cooking. Nobody is content in this world. Much will have more. One day the bird met another bird on the way and told him of his excellent condition in life. But the other bird called him a poor simpleton to do so much work while the two others led easy lives at home. When the mouse had made up her fire and drawn water, she went to rest in her little room until it was time to lay the cloth. So the tablecloth. No, let me see. Made up the fire, drawn water, she went to rest until it was time to lay the cloth. I'm not sure. So what's the mouse doing? One day the bird... Okay. It was the bird's business to fly and forth. The mouse had to draw wire, make the fire, and set the table. Okay, so it is setting the table. So she's pulling a whole lot of water. So she's carrying a lot of water. And she went to rest until it's dinner time or something like that, right? And so she's putting the tablecloth down. She's setting the table. The sausage stayed by the saucepans, looked to it that the victuals were well cooked, and just before dinner time, he stirred the bleh. I'm thinking while I'm talking, and it's very hard. The sausage stayed by the saucepans, looked to it that the victuals were well cooked, and just before dinner time he stirred the broth or the stew 3 or 4 times well around himself, so as to enrich and season the flavor it. Now, victuals I had looked up before just to make sure I knew what it meant. So that's kind of like a general word for food and drink, the kinds of things that you want to eat that are good. It's not about a particular kind of food, although it does say what kind of food. So the sausage is kind of bathing in the sauces. Very strange. Okay. Then the bird used to come home and lay down his load to all the other foods, and they sat down at table, and after a good meal they would go to bed and sleep their fill till the next morning. It was really a most satisfactory life. But the bird came to the resolution next day, never again to fetch wood. He had, he said, been their slave long enough. Now they must change about and make a new arrangement. So in spite of all the mouse and the sausage could say, the bird was determined to have his own way. So they drew lots to settle it, and as the lot fell, the sausage was to fetch wood, the mouse was to cook, and the bird was to draw water and make the fire. That sounds still just as difficult as before for everyone, but I guess it's good that they change a little. Now see what happened. The sausage went way after wood, the bird made up the fire, and the mouse put on the pot, and they waited until the sausage should come home, bringing the wood for the next day. But the sausage was absent so long that they thought something must have happened to him, and the bird went part of the way to see if he could see anything of him. Not far off he met a dog on the ground, a dog on the road, who, looking upon the sausage as lawful prey, had picked him up and made an end of him. The bird then lodged a complaint against the dog, but it was all no good, as the dog swore that he had found forged letters on the sausage, so that he deserved to lose his life. Okay, so there's a sausage that's traveling down the road, going to fetch wood. Maybe it's a road going through a forest or something, or to a forest, or past a forest. Going to go and collect some wood, because there's no mention of the sausage carrying an axe or something. And the dog comes along and says, "Papers, please." papers, please. And is saying that, oh, the sausage didn't have his identification, so I ate him. What kind of world do they live in that a sausage needs to have paperwork to go and fetch wood, or the dog police will come and execute them by eating? And when the bird came to dish up the dinner, there was no cook to be seen. And he turned over the heap of wood and looked, but the cook never appeared again. By accident, the wood caught fire, and the bird hastened to fetch water to put it out, but he let fall the bucket in the well, and himself after it. And as he could not get out again, he was drowned.